no one will use the stand.
Hey folks, how are we doing tonight? You know, I always like just these small, friendly stand-up bits because then if I get heckled, I can dress you down by name. So I've begun to notice something with people in general, and that's that mankind, the human race, has really bad survival instincts. Or maybe it's just me. So I was on the internet, and I see a headline on the side of the page, and it says, "Swedish man dies while zorbing." And I'm like, what the fuck is zorbing? So I look it up, and apparently it's you roll down like a giant hill in a big inflatable hamster ball. And that actually sounds like a real lot of fun. So I think, okay, that sounds super cool. I should go zorbing. And wait a second, didn't I just hear about this because some dude died while zorbing? Like, I hear this cool thing and it sounds pretty fun, and I instantly forget that some Swede fucking careened faintly into a fjord. And like, oh no, it just sounds like a good time. That's probably exactly what happened to the guy that died, too. He's like, oh Hans, did you hear Sven broke his leg zorbing? Well, what's zorbing? Well, don't you know? It's like a giant hamster ball. Oh, we should do that. Not good survival instincts. We have either no motivations or dumb motivations for a lot of the decisions that we make. Last year I rented a place where I had to mow the lawn and I didn't have a lawnmower. So I don't go to Home Depot or Sears or whatever. I figure I'll save a couple bucks and I do the smartest thing that anyone on earth has ever done, and I go to Craigslist. And so I find a guy selling the mower for cheap, and he wants to like meet in some parking lot. I'm like, that's totally cool. And the parking lot's kind of like close to where my folks live, so I drop in on my folks while I'm on my way. And I'm telling my mom about like, so I'm getting a lawnmower sort of thing. And my mom's a warrior, so immediately she like puts on a face like, oh, like, and I think that there's, I don't know, everyone's mom's a warrior probably, but like, you know, it's serious business. And but she looks at me real serious, and she's like, you got to be careful. You got to promise me something. And I assume that she's going to give me some warning about meeting this guy in the parking lot. But no. She says, you got to promise me you won't mow the lawn barefoot. And so I just start laughing. I'm like, Mom, you got to like hold the back, and if you're mowing it's like 4 feet away from you, and you don't mow the lawn like this. But she really isn't listening to my words that make actual sense. So she's like, you gotta promise me you won't do that, because that's what happened to Jimmy No Toes. And, okay, well, she didn't call him Jimmy No Toes, but it doesn't matter what she said his name was, because it is a fictional person that this did not happen to, that everybody's mom shares. Like the same fictional person that all these terrible things have happened to. So I feel bad for fictional Jimmy No Toes. He's had just such a short and tragic life. So after at a young age he loses an eye to running with scissors, and then he ruins the other one by a combination of staring into the microwave while it's still on and sitting too close to the television. And then he's got that terrible accident with the lawnmower, and you know, on his last day he almost makes it. He's eating a sandwich, laying down on the couch, and he almost dies right there, but he pulls through. He doesn't choke to death, but then he goes in the pool 29 minutes after. We'll miss you, Jimmy No Toes. So anyway, I mow the lawn on my flip-flops, and don't tell my mom. I kind of want to quit my job at the Bad Segway office and move away to somewhere like Aspen, Colorado, so I can blame any of my physical shortcomings on the fact that the air's thinner. Like, oh, you know, honey, I'd love to mow the lawn, but, you know, it's kind of hard to breathe with that thinner air at the altitude. A morning jog, guys, that sounds like fun, but, you know, it's kind of harder to breathe in that thin Colorado air. You can't do that in New Jersey. That's not an excuse that works in New Jersey. Like, especially on the coast where I live, it's pretty flat. You know, if I were to bust that one out, I'd be like, oh, you know, I'd love to help you guys move, but, you know, the altitude here, it's kind of thinner. Oh, really, Scott? Where are you from? 700 feet below sea level? Somewhere? Sea Lab? I don't know. Now, no matter how bad you think your job is, the very worst job ever is to be the senior doctor on call at the hospital closest to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. So this guy, just comes out of the room, taking the gloves off. All right, so I just spent the last 5 hours pumping chocolate out of a German kid's lungs. What do we got next? A blueberry? Fuck it. All right, that's it.